You want a war? You're going to get one.
What was that? He had no time for one more play.
He had an opportunity to win that game at the end.
But the referee screwed us. The brother screwed us.
I'm upset, but
the brother screwed us.
At least they fought back and tried.
Only Cowboys game.
You literally
screwed us. The brother screwed us. Yeah, we had one man opportunity for one more play.
Dallas still stinks.
You might do it, Kick Dig back here, and welcome to the day after. The day after the complete train wreck yesterday, and I gotta get this score off the board. It makes me sick even look at it, man. What a horrible loss yesterday. The more I think about it, the more sick I get. I really, really do. Geez, I don't know where to begin. I guess we should start with saying hello to all you wonderful people out there. Daniel Son, what's going on? Tony, what's happening? Mean Metal Mike, what's going on? How are you? Logan Motorsports, what's up? Thank you guys so much for being here. Dirty Sanchez is here. What's happening? J-Dog, thank you guys for being here. Anybody else I missed? I apologize. And I didn't get a chance to do a video today because I knew I was going to come up on here for episode 2 of Hard Knocks, and I kind of had to choose one or the other. But really, my day after thoughts really are this. I have to blame the players first and foremost for yesterday's loss. They had position, they had chance to win, and they stunk it up. I thought Jalen Hurts stunk. I thought it was probably the worst game I've seen him play. I thought A.J. Brown dropped key important catches, which if you're going to bitch and complain that you want to be the guy that gets the ball, you got to catch the ball, okay? He had 2 critical drops. One went through his hands. It was an interception that allowed the Chargers back in the game. And then the one that should have been a touchdown. You can't have that. And, you know, and we got to be honest about Jalen Hurts. We've got to be honest about him. Jalen Hurts, the big X factor with Hurts is that he's a winner. That in the clutch, he usually comes on and wins. Well, that didn't happen yesterday. He pulled a Dak Prescott, okay? And he choked in the biggest moment. And he hasn't been good. He hasn't been good really thinking about it since the bye week. Since we went into the bye, he hasn't been good. You can say Green Bay, Detroit, it was bad weather. But he struggled in those games. He played good in the first half of the Dallas game, not the second half. And, you know, he's got to get it together ultimately. You could kiss the 1-2 seed goodbye. Now we're fighting for our lives to win the division. And do I think we're going to win the division? Yes, I do. But a lot of that has to do with the schedule. I wouldn't put anything off the table. But, you know, the players first and foremost let us down yesterday. Coaches, you know, they're showing, especially Nick, he shows an inability to fix situations and to stop the snowballing. If the Eagles were to choke this division away, that would be 2 great, historical collapses in 3 years. And I think that's a problem going forward. Those are kind of my thoughts on the game and what I was thinking. Now I'm kind of going to just hear what you guys have to say. The new episode of Hard Knocks starts at 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 my time. So a very frustrating loss. It really was. There are things, you know, it just seems like if it's not the coaches, it's the players. If it's not the players, it's the coaches. It's like we can't, every week something lets us down. Let's see here. Where should I start? What's happening? Antonio says, I just want to make it to the playoffs. Well, I mean, I would love to get in the playoffs, but I want to be playing good in the playoffs. I don't want to go in the playoffs like we did the year we got crushed by Tampa. Like, I want to be playing good football, you know? Cujo says, we all saw the collapse from a distance. Yeah, it's crazy, right? What up, Dingbat John? I remember when the Cowboys won the Super Bowl, Google came out. Google just came out in Nintendo 64. Oh, the Cowboys, oh, man. House Elsa, what's going on? Yeah. Cowboys. Dirty Sanchez, man, thank you for the super chat. First of the day, appreciate it. He says, you mean he pulled the Jalen squirt? Dak never threw an interception and fumbled in one play. Yeah, but Dak has cost you many games where he couldn't get you the win on the end drive. We've seen Dak do that plenty of times where he needs to step up and make a play to help the team win, and he doesn't do it. That's what I mean. As far as the first 2 turnovers on one play, history was made. What can I say? I've never seen anything like it. You know? Yeah, I am on West Coast time, yeah. Howie needs to be better than to allow 2 complete meltdowns in 3 seasons. He didn't learn from 2023, and at some point, he has to get called out. Well, yeah, he has to get called out. I mean, you know, the moves that he made and everything that he took chances on this year didn't work, right? From replacing the corner with Ringo to, I don't know, what other, you know, letting Josh Sweat and those guys go. The only thing that seemed to work out was Ojomo and Jordan Davis. And I cannot begin to tell you how proud of Jordan Davis I am. Jordan Davis has to get an extension. Like, he leads the team in sacks. Jordan Davis. No, you got to resign him. It's always next year. Well, I can't think about that. You know, all I can say is you've got to play the Raiders, Washington twice, and Buffalo. There's no reason why you shouldn't win 3 out of those 4 games. If you can't win 3 out of those 4 games, you don't deserve to be in it. So we'll see, you know. I really question if we could beat the Raiders. Well, I don't. I see where you're coming from. When you have the thing that happened to us a few years ago, remember we were 10-1 and we couldn't beat Arizona and the Giants. We only needed to win 1 out of the last 3 games, I think, and it was like Arizona, the Giants, and somebody else. And we couldn't beat them. I think it was the Giants, Arizona, the Giants, something like that at the end of the year. And we beat the Giants. Then we needed 1 more, and we couldn't beat Arizona, and we couldn't beat the Giants and lost the division. 500, do you think the extra cameras from Hard Knocks at practice and around team affect the team? No, I think a lot of it has to do with, I know this is crazy, but I think a lot of it has to do with winning last year. I think you got a lot of fat cats. I think you got a lot of guys who are satisfied with winning or worrying about doing their own thing. And yeah, I think that's what it is. I mean, if you look at the way Herbert played last night, with one hand, he's running, he's diving, he's doing everything for extra yards. And then there were times where Hurts, he could have ran for an extra couple yards. He could have put his shoulder down. He just ended the play, even behind the line of scrimmage one time. So it's like, how much fight do we really have in us? Clown says, my bet is Nick is that horrible game plan, try to look cool and explosive for Hard Knocks. Yeah, he's looking embarrassing. And then when you see this whole bunny thing, right, every time the Eagles do things like that, it's because they don't have an answer. Like, they did stuff like this. They talked a great game in 2023, and nothing ever got fixed. So, you know, it's just what it is, you know. I hear you, Mav. I hear you. Run the ball, 70% pass, 30% run calls tonight with a lead. Cam Latu, number 1 ranked run blocking tight end, not in the game after the first quarter. Calcaterra, worst number 4 run blocking tight end. Yeah. You ran the ball well, right? It was the best you've run the ball in probably since the Giants game. They didn't run. What did they run? Barkley 6 times? They just completely gave up on it. Yeah, it's like one thing after another. I don't know if we have the coach that can stop this mess. And, you know, Hurts has got to, first and foremost, Hurts got to get on track, man. He has not been good for 5 weeks. All right. And I'm not opposed. I'm not saying I would bench him for the year. I wouldn't do that, but I'm not opposed that if he's struggling in game, I pull him. just to send a message. We did it with McNabb. It worked before. Maybe he needs that. That interception in overtime is atrocious, man. Tough Laws hope they can get it back together. Well, they're playing the right team to get it back together. I'll give you that. If you're going to get it back together against anybody, you want it to be against the Raiders. They're a get right game, But you got to go out and just crush the Raiders, beat Washington, and then get in the playoffs and hope you're playing well and you're hot, and then maybe you can upset some people and make some noise. But right now, I mean, it's just dumb things. And I thought the defense, like my game plan was, your defensive line has to dominate. This is a Jordan Davis game to prove who he is. I thought he did it. I thought the defensive line did it. But did I expect, 5 turnovers from Hurts? Not in a million years. Not in a million years. And we started running the ball well. We actually ran the ball well against a good defense. So there is some positives to take out of it. What can we do? I don't know. The Rob Van Dam, thank you for Super Chat. He goes, don't think Hurts getting coached hard. They baby him. Yeah, you just wondered, are they telling him, basically you've arrived, this is the best you could do, or is he still trying to learn? But Rob Van Dam, thank you for the Super Chat. Goose says, same narrative. Took Eagles over 60 years to finally win the first ring. Many teams won Super Bowls before the Eagles. Stop capping. I have no idea what you're talking about. You can't possibly be talking to me because I don't know what I'm capping about. I don't know what the frig you're talking about with rings. So I don't know. I don't think I mentioned anything about rings 60 years ago or anything. I don't know what you're talking about, dude. Matt says, trade Jalen for a first-round pick while the getting is good. I can't defend that shit anymore. I don't think you can get a first-round pick for him, dude. I don't. Get a new offensive coordinator. Here's the problem. They could go out, and every time they get a new offensive coordinator, if they do a good job, they're gone. They get tired. We need to find some stability on this offense. This is Nick Sirianni's offense, and he has to lose complete control of it. You need to go out and get an offensive coordinator that will be here multiple years that can stay with these guys. And, Hurts has got to get it together, man. I was really disappointed with his play yesterday. Eastside says 500. A lot of talk about bench Jalen. How do you feel about it? First, I was not with it, but after a couple of good points we made, might have to remember Foles won us a bowl. Good things can happen with backup. Well, I don't know necessarily that. I wouldn't bench him for the year. I would bench him in game though. Like let's say he comes out versus the Raiders and struggles. I would pull him for the game. And I would put him back in as starter the next week. But I would pull him for the game, get a look at what's his face, and just kind of send a message to Hurts. Hey, look, everybody on this team has got to be held accountable. Do they hold any of these players accountable? Why is it that after all these weeks we still have the same problems and they can't seem to fix it? So to me, it's just crazy. I think I missed a lot of these super chats here, so I apologize. Chris B, thank you for super chat. Maybe need to positive bunnies and a dog too. That's so embarrassing, man. I'm like really worried about watching Hard Knocks tonight. I almost didn't want to do this because of that stupid bunny being in it. Kev, thank you for the super chat, but man, I appreciate it. I know you're big on conspiracies. I am. I heard one today. This is all to make Hard Knocks more interesting. Ha ha ha. I said it weeks ago. This is a bad year to feature the NFC East when 3 teams stink and we're up 3. It crosses my mind. It really does. It crosses my mind, especially when you look at the Eagles game versus Dallas and then the Kansas City game and how skewed those were in officiating. It does make you wonder. Fly Parks, thank you for super chat. Goddard was killing them all game, and why go away from him? Yeah, Goddard, when he's been given opportunities this year, he's been great. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, what I really thought was going to happen, And I truly believe this to the last play. I believe Hurts struggled, and at the end of the game, when it was on the line, he was going to go down and he was going to score and win it. And we were going to say, yeah, Hurts, he stunk up during the game, but guess what he did? When the moment got big and you needed it, he went down the field. That's what I thought we were looking at. And then there's the interception. Kyle Cap, thank you for the super chat. If we lose to the Raiders, Dallas will win the East. If we lose to the Raiders, we're done. Because if they lose to the Raiders, the only way the Eagles possibly lose to the Raiders is they quit on the team. They quit. Now, I don't think they're going to quit. They did have fight versus the Chargers. So I don't think they're going to quit. But, are they going to be able to get effective enough in the run game and on offense to be able to do anything in the playoffs? Right now, they look like a team that will get to the playoffs and lose. Maybe win a round if they play at home. That's it. Other than that, if they lose, I think if it's even close, if they beat the Raiders 17-13, I think we got problems. You know what I mean? I really do. 500. You look great to be 50. 35 tops. Do you color your beard? I do not. I do not color my beard yet. But I do want to. I want to color it all. My wife and me fight. She thinks that the gray hair looks good. I hate it. But no, I appreciate that, man. That you just made my whole week, believe me. Thank you so much. Nick Sirianni on the field continue to be more involved in the offense this week. I'm the head coach, so my attention goes to places I feel it needs to go. This week was with the offense. Yeah, and Nick did typical Nick things. Jalen Hurts threw the ball 40 times. He threw the ball 40 times. That's way too much for him. He needs to throw the ball between 20 and 30 times a game. And you need that run game to get going. Now, they were running great on the left side. And then they just completely went away from it. Maybe it was because Dickerson got hurt. I don't know. But they completely went away from it. It's crazy to me. And with Barkley, Barkley has big carries. And then he'll get a lot of carries where he only gets 1 or 2 yards, if that. But he'll break it. Why did you go away from the running game, too? In overtime, you had a first down. Man, I don't know. I'm not going to say, they should have run it. They just shouldn't turn the ball over. Fabio, thank you for the super chat. 2nd and goal, wide pass when Jalen could run a touchdown. Yeah. I hear you. Is my wife? Nah, not really. She likes it because I like it. And she thinks, she actually was the idea for me live streaming. She was like, she used to like to watch me watch the game. And she's like, you should live stream it. She came up with the idea for me to do it. Queasy, what's up, Queasy? 500, you got to wake up. All this bullshit is scripted. You can read the players' faces. They don't like it. I just don't understand why BG came back. Laugh out. Scripted, like I said, scripted implies, all right, on 3rd and 10, Jalen, you're going to throw a interception. Now, the next play, Herbert's going to throw a ball, and the guy's going to make a 1-finger catch at the sideline. I don't know how you script that. If you want to tell me they manipulate points, of course they do. Of course they do. But I don't think they give a shit who wins the game. I think they care about the points. So I'm not going to hate on Hurts, but if or when you clinch the division before the playoffs, I think we'll see what Tanner McKee is about to play him. No, look, criticizing Hurts does not mean you're a Hurts hater. Do you understand? It always seems like you have to either hate Hurts or you have to protect him no matter what. I don't do that. I like Hurts. I respect what he does. I understand where his limitations are. Okay? I understand he's not the greatest pure passer in this league. I get those things. But what Hurts does good is he usually doesn't turn the ball over and he comes up in clutch moments. Neither he did yesterday. So to me, that's a problem. And that's fair. It's fair to criticize him. It really is. It's AJ's fault. Stupid Elliott can't make a 48-yard, but makes a 53-yarder. Come on, AJ won the ball. The game plan is to force the ball. If Howie can't see the Chip Patullo has to go, history repeats itself. AJ has to be better. I mean, despite all the things that we talk about with Hurts, that ball went right through his hands in the end zone. Right through his hands. And AJ didn't, for a guy who wants the ball all the time and complain, you can't have games like that. And he knows it, He knows it. Q-Tip, thank you for the super chat. This coaching staff doesn't realize what they have in Tank Bigsby. He's a beast. I don't know why they don't give him more carries when Saquon rests. I agree. I think he had 1 carry last night. And the thing is they had both Barkley and Shipley in the backfield yesterday. Why isn't that Tank? I think Tank should have 10 carries minimum. It would have been interesting if the Eagles in that overtime game would have put Tank in there. Or what if you ran a screen pass to Barkley or something? Like then, something to throw them off. Seems like they do things like one time. They'll try, they'll go up tempo 2 plays and then they stop. They'll try 1 play. If it works, great. They'll do it again later. If it doesn't, they'll never do it again. It's things like that just bother me. And Q-Tip, thank you for the super chat. So much BS. The running game was going well. They should have included Tank instead of they throw the ball 40 times when we always lost when he throws 40 times. Just our coaches. I know. Coaches, it's a combination of things, It's the players, it's the coaches, but it's always one thing or the other, And I just don't know that the coaches can stop the bleeding. That's what I worry about. Can they stop this and get us back on track? I don't know. Jalen's crumbling under pressure, inside and outside. Noise get to him. Maybe it is. I mean, he hasn't been good in I would say 5 games, right? Because I gave him the benefit of the doubt in the Detroit game and the Green Bay game. Cold weather, okay. But man, after that first half of the Dallas game, he's been horrible. He just has. And when I say that, that doesn't mean I hate Jalen Hurts. I'm not saying I hate him or this or that. I'm just calling it the way it is. Richard Hennyman, thank you for the super chat. He goes, do you really think it's Hurts, though? I know he had a bad game yesterday, but in my opinion, coaches haven't set him up to be good all year. Well, I think you have coaches that don't know how to take guys and their abilities and use it the best way possible. And I think that hurts. But, I mean, last night, it was bad. I thought Chicago was bad. I mean, I think his game is progressively be getting worse and worse. And why? Is that because he doesn't believe in the coaches? He doesn't believe in the offense? He's just struggling. Teams have made adjustments because they can't run the ball. I mean, I think it's a combination of a bunch of things. I'm not saying bench Hurts and make McKee the starter the rest of the year. I don't think that. But I do think if he does struggle in that Raiders game, I think it's okay to bench him and send a message. It's like pulling a goalie, or when they did it to McNabb. Start him the next week, but give him a chance to get a different perspective. He wasn't good. He was really bad yesterday. We don't bench Hurts. It's over. So enjoy. Well, I mean, do I think they will bench him? I don't think they will. But I think if he struggles in that Raiders game, I think it's okay and fair to pull him. I think that also sends a message to other players. Like, you got to live up to what you're supposed to be doing. Honest thoughts, 500. You think the Eagles bench Hurts and you think they're scared to bench Hurts? I think they would be scared to bench Hurts. I don't think they would. I don't think if I was the coach, if he struggled against the Raiders, I would pull him for the game. I wouldn't. And I'm not saying that I would bench. I would come back after the game and say, no, Hurts is our starter going forward, but we needed him. We thought maybe it would be good for him to, kind of catch his breath, get a perspective, and kind of just send a message. I think that's fair. The problem is to bench him for the year would mean you have to trade him. That to me what it means. If you do that, I don't know if you can salvage it. If you pull him for a game because he had a bad game, I think you can move forward. But if you bench him for the year, you're pretty much trading him. And then you don't know what you have for Tanner McKee. I mean, are you going to throw Tanner McKee in the fire late in the year for a playoff run when a guy's barely played? So it's. I'm not saying it's an easy question, Not bench him for the year, but bench him in game. I think it's fair. I think that's okay. Matter of fact, the Eagles did it. They did it with McNabb. Kev, thank you for Super Chat. Because I still have faith, as you said, no one in the FC scares me. I live in Vegas. If they don't smoke the Raiders, for me personally, so it'll be a rough week. I agree. I mean, look, as much as this team is capable of collapsing, they're just as capable of getting really hot and then going on a run. Jalen Hurts gets to the playoff. He's a different quarterback. I mean, they're capable of anything at this point. It's such a hard team to figure out, man, because they go from one extreme to the other year by year. They do. And I got to say this. I got to call Mark Holmes out. Like, dude's done like 7 videos on the Eagles today. Here's a guy that was crying on Friday morning who said that he was thinking of quitting YouTube because he couldn't take all the negativity and the Eagle fans just kept busting his balls and he didn't like it. But as soon as the Eagles lose, he's doing that. Like, you either are in or out. I'm in. I bust Cowboys balls and I take the heat when they give it to me. But you can't play victim when it suits you. Man up, take the loss, or don't complain like my cats are fighting. That's what I think. Now, that said, we are getting ready for this Hard Knocks. Should be released now. And one thing with the Hard Knocks stuff. So what I'm doing tonight, I'm going to try this, okay? I'm going to put up like this little, you see these little logo things? One of the things people asked me last week was like, which team are they talking about right now? So when you see that, when you see whatever logo it is, that means that's the team they're talking about in the current episode. So we'll see if that helps people a little bit. Well, run the ball more is fine. I agree, but you can't struggle against the Raiders. There's no reason to struggle against the Raiders. They should destroy the Raiders, and then they should beat Washington. And then we're saying, all right, win one of the last 2 games, division's over. And look, Dallas isn't going to win out either. I don't even think Dallas is going to beat Minnesota this week. But it is what it is. This team is it's always one extreme to the other with this team, All right, watch season episode 2. Let me load it up, and then I'll tell you guys if you want to queue it up with me. I'll give you guys a minute to, and I'm going to set it for the beginning here. And then I'll wait. I'll give 2 minutes. So if you want to queue it up with me to watch it and you can follow along, then definitely do that now. James says, Philly, never say never, Philly. It's the NFL. Anything can happen because Eagles. Sure, anything can happen. I agree. I'm just saying I don't think it's likely that Dallas wins out. Anything can happen. But I don't think it's likely. Corporate Brian Pumper, thank you for the super chat. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas everywhere I go. Tannerdelphia is coming. Oh, you think this is the week, man? Is this going to happen this week? Here's the thing Cowboy fans have to realize also. The Eagles don't need anything from them. All the Eagles need to do is take care of their business, and Dallas can't do nothing about it. This team can't even beat Temple, right? 500, you should write a book. Entitled what? 500 fault we lost. Yeah. Don't beg, buddy. How about them Cowboys? See, I don't understand the Cowboy fans. Like, Mark Holmes is more happy the Eagles lost. And it's like, he acts like Dallas never lost this week. Dude, your team lost too. You shouldn't be happy. What's going on, Marcus, by the way? All right, so I'm starting this up. If you guys are queued up, it's about to hit the HBO logo, and we're going to begin this thing right now. Get ready for the stinking bunny. All right, here we go. I try not to pause for any reason. And like I said, I'll have the little logo up. It'll mean who they're talking about. They're doing a previously on. Jalen got to run the ball for us. I think he's got to run. 6-6 Cowgirls proud of their record. They are. Because Cowgirls are dumb as shit. And we got 500 people in here. Hit that like. Make sure you subscribe. We'll be back at our regular schedule tomorrow with morning video, morning live stream. Then I'll be on Big Sil's show. And then it'll be a video at night. 500. We should honestly stop bashing KP after what Jalen did. But again, we see that plays KP. Good plays, but can't execute. I think last night the blame don't go on Patullo. You know, I was saying Peterson over Reich. You said Reich. I only said Peterson because I thought he was better overall leader, but to pump much needed energy in the entire team. We don't. Yeah, I get what you're saying. I just hold Doug in like high regard. Like he's the first coach to win a Super Bowl, so I don't want him to come in and be looked at in a lesser way, kind of. All right. So first up, Giants. What the hell is... All right, they're showing the Giants. When you see the little logo up on the what? Your left hand, that's the team they're talking about. They're showing the Giants get on a plane. More to the NFC East this season is none of them deserves playoffs. You ain't kidding, William. Look at the Ravens. A lot of things could be worse. True. Fangio got to stop playing linebacker or receiver. Go dime. Unfortunately, I think so. Showing Dart running. Oh, what a shot he took against the Patriots. We saw that last week. Giants 2-11. They're showing him in the locker room. We only got 520 people. Hit that like. Make sure you subscribe. We got to have at least 200 likes. So now we're talking about the Giants. Who cares about the Giants? Like, get them out of the way. 500. It was a tough game, tough loss, but I feel today we will bounce back. That's going to be the question, Philly. I think this Raiders game, we should. Imagine defense playing like they did last night. Anyone has to say something about the defense? No, defense was great, I thought. For the most part, they were great. If AJ catches that one pass ends up, we win the game, I know. And the narrative would have been, Hurts had a bad game, but he's clutch when it counts. That's what we should be talking about today. But AJ dropped it. What do you think of Kafka? Yeah, I do, Rodney. I do have a post box. I'll put it up here. Hold on. Kafka going off. Here's my P.O. box for the person that asked. Rodney, there it is. I put it in the chat. There it is. All right, they're going to switch now. Yeah, we better beat the Raiders, Marcus, or we're done. Totally 100%, Jared. 100%. They're talking to they're in the tight end room for the Washington Commanders right now, talking to Hurts. Hurts been fine up the last 5 games. Hurts has been kind of low production all year. When you play within such close margins, you can't make mistakes. I agree. He's been horrible the last 5 games. Georgia could beat the Raiders. Tanner McKee time. That's what people are calling for. Just a reminder, if you see the logo of the team, that's who's on the screen at the time. Because that last week, everybody kept saying, who are they talking about now? Who are they talking about now? So that way you know. Sorry to keep commenting. Oh, comment as much as you want, David. Sorry to keep commenting, Brother Philly, but I honestly think the team had no confidence in the offensive coordinator from the beginning of training camp. And it continued now, even the quarterback kicker have to quit. I agree. I agree. There's definitely issues there. Jordan Davis represented last night. Would love to have him in Dallas. Jordan Davis has been something else, man. He's my biggest. I think him and Nakobe Dean. I'm the most happy with those 2 guys this year. I don't want to blame the rest, but I kind of do. It definitely wasn't. It wasn't PI on cue. I agree. It was a bad call at the worst time. You're talking about Jaden Daniels, and he's getting ready to come back. Didn't he get hurt again? Yeah, Davis leads the team in sacks. Eagles need to have all 3 quarterbacks active next week to go. Sam Howell, right? You see me? Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. He cried on Friday, couldn't take it. Said that, oh, I might quit YouTube. Don't bother me. I can't take it. And then he's right back at it. Mark can dish it out, but he can't take it. The guy's more happy the Eagles lost than his team losing. He acts like they won. You were delusional saying Wakota had no help. It's embarrassing. You're talking about somebody else. I saw Saquon post-game interview. He said he trusts Hurts, but just my opinion, they never really trusted Hurts, but nothing was said because they were winning. It's hard to say that they didn't trust him. I mean, the guy won a Super Bowl with you. I think they do to a certain point. Always crying. And then he cried, said, "Oh, don't bother me. I got to take a few days off. I can't do this anymore." Now they're going to Dallas. Quadrate, if I get most honest. Oh, I appreciate that. Thanks, man. Jordan Davis got himself in shape, Philly. His conditioning is on point. He did. And now the talent is coming out, you know? Philly, I really feel like they can get it together. It's the offense and the coaches have to fix this. It's not, let's start looking at other changes. I just don't like this offense. Oh, no. No, I hear you. I agree. They got time. We'll see what they do against the Raiders. The one good thing that came out of yesterday's game, at least they ran the ball well. Better than they had. Maybe they could build on that. Open the pass game. Yeah, they did open it up. I don't know they had to do that much, but they did. After yesterday, the Eagles should bench Hurts for a game. See, I think you got to play him, but if he struggles like during the Raiders game, I think it would be fair to do. Yeah, Jordan Davis is something else. Is Christmas feel different with the warm weather? It's actually got cold here now, so it's been in the 30s at night. But yeah, I think it does when it's warm outside feel different. Lane will be back Sunday. That's good. They're showing Cowboys practicing. I say thank you for the super chat, my man. Appreciate it. Carson got a bigger pass than this. Such fans 100%. Man, I don't know. Wentz got killed. He got killed. What up, EN890? Yeah, Dallas fans acted like Dak never had stacked rosters. Oh, Dak had some of the most stacked rosters that anybody could ask for and did not win it. Maybe not the last few years, but he's had it. He's been a 1 seed, a 2 seed, and the best offense. Still choked. And 500, that holding call didn't come back from the AJ touchdown. Would have been a different story. Yeah. Thoughts on Rivers 500? I have no idea what to think. I mean, what has he got left? We'll see. He's like 44? I don't know. It's desperation, man. Need to stick to a heavy yet creative RPO offense, and it will make the world change. Not saying the play calling is the only issue, but it's definitely the main. I think it's a big problem. But, the reports are that Hurts doesn't want to run it. They're showing Dallas practicing. Marcus great at eating sandwich at choking the chicken and crying like teenagers to the prom night. Dish it out, but can't take it, man. Eagles would have won if the kicker didn't miss a field goal, and it would never went in overtime. Yeah, there's another one. Guy's not reliable like he used to be. It's one thing after another. It doesn't snow here. Every once in a while, you'll get flurries or stuff. But if you go about an hour up in the mountains, it snows like crazy. They're showing Cowboys still at practice. If Jalen looks bad during the Raiders game, I would pull him. I'm not saying for the year, but for the game. I would start him the next week, but I would send a message. I think you got to. Oliver says, Philly 500 to all my Eagle fans, keep your head up and let's go Birds. Fly, fly. That's it. We got to bounce back. Watching Hard Knocks. Hard Knocks, the NFC East. Still talking to Dallas. They're talking about how great their practice is. AJ Butterfield got a kid. Yeah, you ain't kidding, dude. He's another one. Choked it up. All right, here we go. Birds are up. So AJ Brown's shopping. And AJ's in a grocery store paying for somebody's meal. He said he's buying a guy's groceries. He said it's on him. He said, go get another steak. There you go, AJ. They're talking to AJ about buying groceries for the holidays. He's blessing people for holidays. That's nice. He didn't drop the groceries, no, but he dropped the card to pay for the groceries. No, I'm just kidding. She said, the old lady woman, she whispered in his ear, you so fine. That's hilarious. Random, thank you for super chat. He goes, I like aggressive throws, but geez, pick your spots. Agreed. Yeah, it was on the news. She said, you're fine, that woman. That's hilarious. Devontae, now they're showing Devontae. Devontae's stretching out early in the morning. That's my boy, Devontae Smith. I love him. I think Devontae Smith's my favorite player on the Eagles. I freaking love Devontae Smith. Look, Phil, I went over to Mark's stream. They were talking about, that's all they talk about is us. They're showing Devontae he's stretching out. He's working with some lady like 4 in the morning stretching. He's not stretching her. Pause, no Diddy. You know what I mean. Shark, David Super Chat. He goes, bench Hurts. Should they bench Mahomes or Josh Allen when he threw 3 picks? Did they bench Jared Goff when he threw 5 picks? It's not 3 picks or 5 picks. It's 5 games. 5 games of not playing good. Maybe you need to send a message. I don't think you bench him for the year, but if he struggles against the Raiders, I have no problem pulling him for a game, like they did with Donovan McNabb back in the day. And Shark, thank you for the super chat. I'm not talking about benching him for the year. I'm talking about if you struggle against the Raiders who stink, do what you have to do to send a message to him and the team. Yeah, Philly, yeah, definitely. Now, Nick's talking to them. Nick is saying they can't beat themselves down over a loss and that you got to fall in love with the game again. S.A., thank you for super chat. He goes, Carson was benched with a 3-8 record. Fans hated the Hurts draft pick. That's all I'm saying. Hurts is getting flamed with winning a record after a Super Bowl. I'm not interested. Like, I'm not trashing Hurts. I know what he did. I'm not trying to trash him, but I'm just being honest. He's not playing good. That doesn't say I don't like him or I want him benched. I don't want him benched for the year. I just want him to get on track. And people weren't so much upset with the Hurts pick. They were confused by it. Mark Hobbs is your daddy. How could that be? I've won 2 Super Bowls on YouTube. How many has he won? You can't bench Hurts. It sends a bad message. It depends. There's different forms of benching. You can take a guy out for a game. You can't take him out for the year. Nobody wants to take him out for the year. I don't. Hurts has been terrible the last 5 games. 5 games. He deserves a chance to get right. I would say the rest of the year and next year, if he's then bad, then we look different. I'm not talking about replacing him. I'm not talking about replacing him. I'm not talking about sitting him the rest of the year. All I'm saying is if he struggles versus the Raiders, I would pull him for that specific game and only that game. And then I'd start him the next week. I have no problem with that. You got to do something. Devontae Smith saying, why put seatbelts on the plane? If you're going down, you're going to die regardless. He's right. I've wondered the same thing. I love Devontae Smith. Plane go down, you're done. S.A. David Super Chat. He goes, if McKee struggles, he won't have trade value. Yeah, I get it. It's not the ideal moment. I definitely agree. I just don't know what you could do to send a message to him and the players. It's not acceptable the way you're playing. I think it would be a great way to send a message. Just like the Eagles did it with McNabb at the end of the year, and then McNabb came back in and went on a Super Bowl run, remember? I don't want to bench him the whole year. I don't even want to bench him against the Raiders. But if he struggles against them, I got to think about it. For the game, not for the year, but for the game. Skip, they were super chat. Can't punish Hurts without punishing the coaches. Well, the coaches got to go at the end of the year. They're done. Hurts doesn't have to go at the end of the year. Those guys have to go, you know. So what if McKee comes in and throws 4 picks? Then you shot his confidence for nothing. So be it. So be it. You got to do, like, I just can't allow the same thing to keep happening week in and week out. I just can't. I don't think there's anything wrong with benching a guy for a game. I don't care if it's Mahomes, Allen, Donovan McNabb. I don't care who it is. You struggle for 5 weeks, and then you play the worst team in the league, and you're struggling against them, you got to do something. Shark Davis Super Chat. He goes, they won't even let Tank run the ball. I know. Barkley been bad all year. Y'all think they show more loyalty to Barkley than Hurts? Playoffs every year. Well, I agree with you there. I mean, I would have played Tank. He would have at least 10 carries. You can't be scared to send a message to the quarterback, because that'll send a message to the whole team. Hey, we're all going to be held accountable, regardless. If they do that to Hurts, they'll do that to me. I better get my shit together. That's what I think. They're showing the Dallas Cowboys flying to Detroit. 500. My father traveled all the time for work. On a flight to the Philippines, his plane dropped a couple thousand feet. A guy not wearing a seatbelt broke his neck, and wow, really? That's crazy, man. Yeah, I guess there's a reason to wear them, but they take them off once they're up there. $500. Some players you bench, they mentally check out. I know. I don't think Hurts is one of those guys. I specifically thought about that. I think he can handle it. Shark Diver Super Chat. He goes, when do we bench Cam, Landon, Mulata, and Barkley? I would have done it already. I would have, like I said, I would have done it with Cam weeks ago. Barkley would have had his carries cut, and I would have taken a look at Tank. It would have been done. I would have done it. S.A. Daver Super Chat. And Shark, thank you for Super Chat as well. I would have done it. But S.A. says, did you notice Hurts threw harder than normal? He usually floats passes. Also, if McKee goes in, it sucks. Then Patullo's fate, Nick's fate is sealed. If they're losing to the Raiders, right? Let's say they're struggling against the Raiders, and they're losing. They're already gone. It's already sealed. Because if you lose to the Raiders, you're not beating anybody. It's already sealed. Like, I think Patullo, regardless of what happens, I think his fate's already sealed. What do you guys do if let's say you go in the Raiders game, let's say you're in the Raiders game, let's say you're losing 17-3 at halftime, and your quarterback is not playing well. What would you do? That's what I want to know. S.A., thank you for the super chat. He goes, I don't know why Steen's out there. He was a tackle at college. Yeah, he's just an average guy. We've got to upgrade that right guard spot big time. I think you need a total rebuild. Not total rebuild, but I think you need to reinforce that line in the draft. I feel like Hurts said F it and started playing wild, and it all went wrong. I think Hurts is trying to probably do too much because they can't run the ball, and they're pressing. But he hasn't been good in 5 weeks, man. We got to get him going. Thank you for the super chat. What do you think about Rivers' comeback? I mean, it sounds kind of crazy. He's like 44 years old. I'm very curious to see what he has left. You know, how's he going to handle it at 44? It'll be interesting. The Cowboys logo I put during the Hard Knocks when each team is on and they're talking about a specific team. I'm putting the logo up because last week everybody kept asking me, well, who's up? Who are they talking about now? Who are they talking about now? So that's why I'm putting it up. I assume they're blaming him for the missed field goal. I don't know why. I don't know. Oh, man, they're showing the concussion of CeeDee Lamb in that Detroit game. They're showing CeeDee Lamb with his concussion. He looks like he had a concussion. They're showing Dallas down. Jerry Jones saying, bam, bam, bam. Jerry Jones. They're showing the Cowboys Detroit end of that game. They're showing Dallas trying to come back. Shark, thank you for super chat. He goes, our receivers average 2.5 yards separation. League average is 3.5. Every throw is a super tight throw. We'll win out and repeat. Stay positive. I'm not saying, like, I could see us totally repeating. I could see us collapsing. I could see us repeating. Like, this team's one extreme to the other. But yeah, that's really bad. And you know, it's crazy. It's crazy you have that talent and you would have only that separation. I was at the game and there's a lot of weird stuff happening. Fake crowd noise and fake crowd noise. Phantom flags, 4 weeks to get it corrected, or the couch is waiting. Go Birds. Agreed. Just go out and beat the crap versus the Raiders. Boy, Schottenheimer, he drops more F-bombs than Joe Pesci. So I want to see the Eagles in the playoffs because I love the Eagles and I don't want them looking for the draft. Yeah, I want to see them in the playoffs too. I want to go on a run, man. They're showing Dallas in the locker room all depressed. Now they should really switch back to the Eagles. No, we're going to go to... Where the hell are you going? New York? Chicago? Philly? Now they're talking about Jaden coming back. Clark, thank you for the super chat, my man. He goes, 500. All our running and passing success last night was from under center and play action. Ain't that interesting? That's interesting. And it seemed like it was on that left side. They were super chat. They did change some of the passing game. It may take an all season to install new offensive plays. They ran some okay shit, just need more time. Yeah, I thought that there were some signs of improvement. And we can take that and hopefully build on it. Yeah, you can't change dramatic things until the off season. I agree with that. Now they're talking, they got their Eagles radio station on. They're basically showing each city in the NFC East, each team, and how their fan base in the city are reacting to their season. Now they're showing the standings. And they're in Philly. Dirty, thank you for super chat, my man. Should help. The NFL should help Jalen Hurts and start playing shirts and skins because that guy has to be colorblind throwing it to the wrong color jersey. A couple of those were not even his fault, but yeah, it was bad last night. He needed Dak's glasses. Now Nick's talking about consistency and talking about responding. Now Nick's dropping F-bombs about being special. Nick's trying to give them all a pep talk. So we're effing warriors. Jalen Carter's kind of smiling. I agree. He said they should be fired up, ready to play, drooling and snarling by game time. Now they're showing practice. Yeah, he said special. Tanner looked great, making the right reads, quick in his progressions, just looks like a poised young man. Yeah, I like Tanner McKee, but jumping in this time of the year, though, it does have its risks. I think Hurts has quit the way the rest of the O has quit. It's amazing that Fangio still has his deep playing top level when the rest of the team has given up. I hope they didn't give up, but that defense, they showed up for real. Linda, thank you for the super chat. What color jersey does Dak Prescott throw at with the record of 9-11-1 in the last 21 games of this league? 9-11-1, is that his record? Yeah, Dak definitely sees opposite colored jerseys. Now they're showing A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts talking together, and they're laughing and having a good time, it looks like. Now they're showing Jalen Carter. They're going to talk about Carter's injury. And Linda, thank you for that super chat. Now they're talking to Clint Hurts talking in the defensive line room. I thought the defensive line was great. He's saying you don't point the fingers at each other. Clint Hurts saying that without Carter playing, he sees it as an opportunity for everybody else. And he just pointed Jordan Davis and said he's looking at Jordan Davis step up. I love it. I love Clint Hurts. I love this guy, man. He flat out told Jordan Davis. Now he's calling out Brandon Graham saying, you got to step up, old man. He said, don't get rid of Grays. I like Clint Hurt a lot. I like Clint Hurt a lot. Clark's like, you need to watch Phil Breakdown. I'm going to watch it. I know, it was bad. It was bad. Boy, I really like Clint Hurt after that. Did you guys see that with Clint Hurt? Oh, man, he went off. He basically he pointed Jordan Davis, he said, Carter's out. I'm looking at you guys step up like you, big man. And boy, did Jordan Davis step up yesterday or what? Wow, I really like Clint Hurt a lot. I'm not letting him go. They showed the Eagles running crossers in practice, but never a game. I know, right? But when your fan base asks for a quarterback change, means they never trusted the quarterback in the first place. They do that a lot, though. I'm used to it. They did it with Cunningham. They did it with McNabb. They did it with Vic. They did it with Foles. They did it with everybody. Leon Banks, favorite super chat. He goes, have they shown Nick on his knees yet? No. I think I missed that part. What about Jalen learning how to read a defense and throw time? Clown team shaking my effing head. Thank you, Leon Banks, for super chat. They didn't, no. Clint and Vic, and we never have problems on that defense now, right? Boy, I really, really like, to me, Clint Hurt was the MVP of this episode so far. With that locker room speech, man, that meaning I'm ready to play for him. I'm not making excuses, but 2 of the interceptions yesterday were on the wide receivers. Not my breakdown, ex-NFL quarterbacks. No, it's true. There's 100% true. It's true. A.J. Brown was horrible last night. Let's face it. What I will ask a million times for a quarterback change if it means we will win, right? I only call folks coach when I fully respect them. I respect that dude. I think they would give Davis the money. I think they should pay Davis. I would give Davis an extension. He's good, man. He's having a Pro Bowl year. Leads the team in sacks. They're talking about Ertz now. They keep showing Ertz because they're leading up to that injury. Yeah, the fact is Hurts is still stuck in college football. Read half the field mentality. Hurts just isn't good at reading after the snap and going through progressions. That will never change. It doesn't seem like it will. It's one of those things you got to deal with. And a lot of times we let go by because in big game situations, he comes up big. That didn't happen last night, you know? Linda, thank you for super chat. 2 touchdown drops and a Missy Elliott miss. Oh, I know. That Missy Elliott miss was brutal. Yeah, we need to look up at other kickers this all season. Rogue, thank you for super chat. Nick Sirianni is the problem. His offense scheme and game plan suck. He needs fired. A full removal of offense next year. I agree. I think you got to remove him from the offense 100%. I'm 1,000% with you on that. Davis is only going to get better and better. He put in the work necessary. It would be crazy not to give him paid. I agree. Serious question. If you guys get rid of Hurts, who is out there that will be better? I don't know. I don't know that there is anybody right now. And I don't think we should get rid of him. I think we should just get a coach who knows how to utilize them better. 500, I think dumb offensive penalties have hurt us more than anything. They kill us. No question. I mean, what about that Mulata holding call, which was kind of bogus, but it cost us a touchdown. Now it's showing Washington, Minnesota game. If I spiked the ball every play, I would have a 39.6 quarterback rate. Yeah, that's crazy. I saw that earlier. So, yeah, that's crazy. That's how bad he was yesterday. They're showing Washington and Daniels back. As long as I've been watching football, anytime a coach takes points off the board to try to stupid play kicker, ends up missing that chance. Should have just left the 3 on the scoreboard. It always happens like that. Shedeur Sanders out there? No, he's with Cleveland. The Eagles tried to draft him. Washington had 3 shots from the 1, couldn't convert. They're showing Ertz getting the ball. A lot of Ertz tonight because of the injury. I wonder what Shedeur looked like. I don't know. It'd be interesting. Apparently, the Eagles were going to draft him, and Dion and stuff asked them not to because they had Hurts. Now Daniels threw an interception. Vikings are gonna beat Dallas this week. I'm not going to discount that the defense did in the Super Bowl. You want to discount what Hurts did because you don't like him? Go ahead. Who are you talking to? Who are we talking to? 500. The Eagles are playing so bad. I broke up my. You broke up with your girlfriend. What did she have to do with it? You think she was bad luck? They're showing Daniels hurt again. What's good, Eagles Uncensored? $500. To be honest, we've only seen Hurts through a few games over his career. I take that over a 10 DAC run. I would too, because he wins. You know, that's the thing. It's like even the struggles yesterday. I thought he was going to win that game at the end because that's his true strength. Is he finds ways to win. Didn't happen yesterday though. Now they're showing Ertz hurt. He's saying he thought he hyperextended his knee. He said he can't get up himself. They got him mic'd up. Shit, Zach. Shout out to Zach Ertz. They're showing his injury. Fuck. Man, that sucks. It's hard watching it with Ertz. I feel bad for Ertz. What a great tight end. He's crying. We got the tower crying. He's bawling. They're showing Ertz. He's crying, man. Half the camera view is blocked Debo's belly. Debo's fat ass. Me and Debo been hanging out. Yeah, prayers for Ertz, man. That was hard to watch. Yeah, I love Ertz too. Yeah, me too, man. I feel bad. I'm big. I sure am. I am big bone. Shark, thank you for super chat. Our fan base is ungrateful. 2 Super Bowls in 3 years could get your Super Bowl MVP bench the very next year. Only the Chiefs compare to the Eagles. We'll repeat. I'm going to be rooting for them every game, hoping for the best. But I just don't know. I just don't know what to do, man. How do you send a message to this team? I don't know what to do. All right. We're up. Philly, why are you laughing? Because he called me big boned. He said I'm big boned. I thought that was funny. Why, Yepa? He said I was big boned. I thought it was kind of funny. Hey, Philly, have you tried Kelly Green, Mike and Ike? I have not. No. What an awful game to be documented. At least they didn't show the stupid bunny. Hammett, David Super Chat. He goes, did you look up Giga Chad to see your draw line? No, I didn't. No, I forgot. They've shown the Eagles game. The Eagles game they're showing right now. Hurts, handoff, Barkley. Barkley, nice run. They run on the left side really well that game. They ran on the left side. And then they went away from it. Barkley again, on the left side. Big holes. And then they go away from it. So you made it very easy, brother Philly. Change the coaching staff. What would it have Hurts brought in Frank Reich as a consultant weeks ago? It would have been kickstarted. Yeah, we got to get it. We got to do that. I haven't checked out Cat Dog. No. I don't. Oh, it's A.J. Dillon's. Showing the Eagles going down the offense on the field. 8:55. Everyone hurt should be pulled out for this game against the Raiders. Need to stop playing hurt. Yeah, get them healthy. They got to crush the Raiders, man. There's no excuses. That can't even be a close game. That's got to be like a destruction. I swear, I thought the Eagles were going to win this game because I trust Hurts, and I still do, to win most clutch situations. Just didn't happen yesterday. They showed the interception. And then a fumble. Now Hurts gets it back, and then fumbles it again. 2 turnovers on 1 play. Oh, you blew out the Raiders. We gotta blow them out. We got to. Did he throw Devontae Smith down on that interception? Dude, I didn't see that. Did you see that? It looked like they pushed Devontae Smith down and then picked the ball off. I want to. That looked like that should have been a penalty. Jordan Davis. They're showing the Eagles defensive line. Look at Davis. Jordan Davis kicking ass, dude. Herbert sacked, fumbled. Dean got it. Look at that whole crowd's Philly, man. That was a big play by Nicobia. Boy, Nakobe Dean can blitz. He just runs over running backs, dude. That was a huge turnover. So if they spike ball, I know, that's crazy. Crazy. If Philip Rivers could play quarterback, put 500 in the game, right? They're down 4 going in the 4th, and they're talking about digging deep. He goes to Barkley, go lead us out there. 30-yard. They're showing the fake tush push. Barkley pitch out. There he goes. That was a huge run. I think we'll beat the Raiders, but the 2018 Steelers were nearly in free fall after they choked against the Chargers and Raiders, but ultimately blowing the AFC North and missed the playoffs. Yeah, we can't have that again happening. That happened once to us. For a good man, yes. Phil Rivers wins, shit. I mean, what has he got left at 44? We'll see. I mean, because look at Rodgers. Rodgers looks old to me. Now the Eagles got the lead. They're showing, and then they're showing now Hurts back to throw, throws. AJ drops it, and it's picked off. That was with a 3-point lead, man. That series right there, they go and they score, the game's over. He just dropped it, AJ. You can't drop that. Then they throw the big pass to the end zone. Incomplete. AJ's got to catch that pass in the end zone. That was a beautiful throw by Hurts to AJ Brown. He just dropped it. Now they're showing overtime. Saquon goes to Brown and Devontae. One of us three here got to make a play. That's what Barkley just said in overtime. On 3rd and 16 now, they're about to show the pass Devontae makes, the catch. Hurts threw a great pass to Devontae here in overtime. He was firing that ball hard. Perfect throw, Devontae. That was huge. I thought they were going to win this game right now. I really believed Hurts was going down and score a touchdown. I really did. First and 10. Hurts looks, throws. There's the interception. Now they show Nick. He doesn't say anything. He should have just thrown at Goddard. It would have been about 4-yard gain. They're showing Nick hasn't said a word, just walking off the field. He said, "Congrats, coach." Talking to Barkley. Now AJ's taking responsibility, and they're talking to him. Hurts talking about great opportunity now in front of them. I thought Cooper DeJean played really good too on Ladd McConkey. And they show the Eagles walking back to the bus, and that's episode 2. No cigar last night, no cigar tonight. The one over the middle was kind of a duck. Which one are we talking about? Easy remains scheduled. There's no reason why the Eagles shouldn't win 3 out of the next 4 games. In all seriousness, you should be able to beat the Raiders and Washington the next 2 weeks. It was a good episode, but they didn't show the bunny. Thank God they didn't show the bunny. The stupid bunny. The one over the middle, Hurts had his arm hit and still got to AJ. AJ's short arm to pass, and it's on her. I don't remember which one that was. The one they showed on the show was the one that went right through AJ's hands and was intercepted. That's the one they showed. F that bunny is right. You can see us split with the Commanders. The Commanders stink. We shouldn't be splitting with the Commanders. They stink. You know, I don't even think Daniels is healthy. Is he going to even play anymore? No, we got to sweep him. What are we doing? I know, Bunny. That was the one I was referring to. Oh, the one went right through Brown's hand, intercepted. That was on AJ Brown. Got to sweep Washington. Go Birds, no matter what. I believe it hurts until he gives us reason not to. Yes, he had the worst game ever, but that's our Super Bowl MVP. I'll have his back. Go Birds, no matter what. There you go. He's the guy that's gotta do it. So he's got to get ready. I mean, we got the Raiders. They're a bad team. They're a bad team, and you should be able to beat them. And you should not be able just to beat them. Like, I'm not talking like, oh, we beat the Raiders 23-20. Like, you need to beat them like 38-3. Like, it needs to be a complete beatdown. Bury the Raiders, then move and destroy the Commanders. That's it. Beat the Raiders, beat the Commanders. You know, get some of your confidence back. You know, start feeling good. Then go in, beat the Buffalo Bills, and shock everybody when you beat the Bills. And all of a sudden, you're going to start feeling like, all right, we got this. We're on a roll. And you're going to feel like they're heating up. Then you probably sit everybody against Washington because you'll probably be locked in as a 3 seed. And then you don't play anybody the last game. You go in the playoffs and you go on a run. That's what we want to happen. But it starts with this game, man. It starts with the Raiders. They can't be coming in and taking this game lightly. They've got to make the Raiders pay for what happened this week. You're not going to quit YouTube if the Eagles lose this weekend. No, I'm not Mark Holmes. Mark quit YouTube. Said all Eagle fans are all mean to him, played the victim. Now he's out there doing exactly what he complains about. I don't do that. You didn't see one video of me. I did one video, the Eagles preview, about Dallas because they lost, and we're talking about the NFC East. I made fun of them a little bit. That was it. I moved on. He's done like 8 videos on it today. And they lost. Dallas lost last week. They didn't win. Will they shut up if he throws 300 next week, Philly? No. Nobody's going to shut up. No. But Hurts needs to. Hurts needs to respond. He needs to respond with a big game. And that's what we want. I want the Eagles to come out. I want them to bury the Raiders. Oh, we got a big weekend, by the way, this weekend. Let me see what it is here. So I'll put out a schedule for my streaming, what I'm going to do this week. But we got... So this Thursday, we have Falcons-Buccaneers. Not the greatest game in the world, but it's going to be interesting watching to see if the Bucs continue to fumble that division. Then on Sunday, we'll be streaming Eagles-Raiders at 1 Eastern. Then we got some really good 4:00 games. We got the Packers at Broncos, and you got the Lions at the Rams. So I'll be going back and forth between the Packer, Broncos, Lions, Rams, and we'll stream that. And then Sunday night we got Vikings, Cowboys. I got the Cowboys losing to the Vikings in an upset. And then Monday night it's Dolphins, Steelers. That's not the greatest game in the world. So we got a triple header on Sunday. Then the following week, we got Eagles, Commanders, and that's a Saturday game. That's 2:00. Is it 2:00? Yeah, 2:00 my time. So what was that, 5:00 Eastern on Saturday? So that's Saturday, December 20th. We'll have Eagles, Commanders. Right after that game, we're going to have the Packers and Bear game. That's going to be a rematch of this past week. So we're going to stream both those on Saturday, the 20th. And then on Sunday, we'll do Chargers, Cowboys at 1. And the 4:00 game, I don't know what we'll do with the 4:00 game yet. Probably Steelers, Lions, but we'll see. So we'll do it. We'll do a 4:00 game, and then we'll do the Sunday night game, Patriots, Ravens. Then you got the Niners, Colts, and then you got games on Christmas, but I won't be streaming anything on Christmas. So we got like a lot of games to stream this upcoming week. A lot of games. We're going to triple header Sunday, so that should be fun. C. Brown be here on Sunday to keep the same energy. Oh, well, it was personal. This shouldn't be the case. I don't know what you guys are talking about. I'm not really sure. No worries. Easy schedule remaining. Yeah, I think we got an easy one. I mean, if you just win the next 2 games, we'll be fine. But, you got to win, because in the year of the collapse, we had that same thing. We had a horrible Giants team and a horrible Cardinal team. The Cardinals team came in, I think we were up like 14-0 or something, and we wound up losing that game. You can't do that. You got to take it out on the Raiders. You got to give the Raiders a beating. All right? Feel a little good about yourself. Then you beat Washington. Then you're going to surprise everybody, beat Buffalo. Then we're back. Washington isn't laying down. These games are tough. Yeah, but I think with Daniels hurt and with now Zach Ertz, they're which is a big loss for them. I don't think Washington's going to. I'm not saying it's not going to be a fight, but those are both games we're capable of winning. We got to win. Can blow out all these teams, but not with this offensive coordinator, head coach. The teams has given up on them, and we need to change there. Look at wide receiver in the draft. AJ didn't block. It was clear to see many times. Well, yeah, we're going to have to deal with those coaching changes, especially the offensive coordinator in the offseason, Hurts absolutely needs to respond. We need him to show out, and I truly believe he will. If he can do it in the Super Bowl, he can do it now. He can do it. He's more than capable of it. I'm expecting from Hurts like a 3 to 4 touchdown game. No turnovers, 3 to 4 touchdowns, 250 yards, maybe more. And I'm expecting the Eagles in a complete blowout of the Raiders. I think they have to win that way. I think it's really important. Like I said, if they're winning a game 10-3 or 17-14, that's bad. That's bad. Richie said 500. I'm more confident the Eagles will win versus the Bills than the Raiders. Raiders game is 2023 Jets game. Eagles play down to their competition. Yeah, sometimes they do, but you can't play down a competition after losing 3 in a row. Like to me, if you can't respond after losing 3 in a row, you'll never respond, Oh, look, it's the baby himself. Oh, I can't do this anymore. Don't bother me. Please, guys, don't bother me because the Cowboys lose. Then the Eagles lose and he's back at it. Come on, man. You gotta take it. If you're gonna put it out there, take it. I don't care who wins the Super Bowl, Rams, Eagles. I seen the Chiefs win 3rd place. Okay. Hurts could do anything if they call the right plays for him, but this is not going to be a sudden magical change. It's not. It's not. But we know that they've done it before. I mean, you look at the Minnesota game. I mean, he had a perfect pass rate. He looked great. You know, the 2 games before the bye, he really picked it up. You know, we need to get back to that. I'm not saying it's going to be perfect, but this team is good enough that they should be able to breeze through the Raiders. They should be able to do it. Just out, thank you for super chat. He goes, our O-line is trash. Hurts is getting no time to pass, plus Barkley is getting no holes to run. Hurts forcing throws, plus our offense is way too predictable. Although I didn't think the offensive line, and I have to go back and watch it. I didn't think the offensive line did a bad job yesterday. I mean, I don't think they did such a bad job. You know? But not yesterday. They've had some real stinkers, but it was bad. And look, Hurts has to play better. He hasn't been good the last 5 games. We got to just be honest with it. The thing about Hurts is you could overlook a lot of stuff because the guy wins in big moments, and he didn't win. He choked it. He choked yesterday. You know? What the F your safe space? Get the hell out of a safe space. 500 don't believe in safe spaces. You know? Philly, by the way, I want you to know you were my number 1 YouTuber on YouTube Rewind this year. Thanks for streaming and doing. Thank you, Jersey girl. I appreciate that. That means a lot to me. Thank you so much. Just saying, 500. Do you think Ertz Hall of Famer? I have to look at his numbers. I gotta think he might be. He might be. I have to look at his numbers, but I think there's an argument to be made. You know, I'm not sure like what his numbers are Hall of Fame wise, but Hurts was a hell of a play. He's definitely Eagle Hall of Famer, but I don't know. Mark, just don't forget, your team lost. Your team didn't win and we lose. You lost. So to me, this is 2 people who should be sad right now. Take your eyes off the quarterback and watch everything else. Jordan, Mulatto, or however you spell it, played bad. Cam Dickerson played horrible. Also, Lions ass trash. Yeah, I'll go back. I haven't had a chance to go back and watch it yet. But I usually watch the game back 2 or 3 times, and I look at specific players and specific things. I haven't had a chance to do that yet, though. It's kind of hard on the first play because I'm streaming, so I'm always like, you know, looking this way, that way, and I miss a lot. Yeah, why do they hike the ball? You know, I wish somebody would ask that question. I really wish somebody would ask that question at press conference. Because it's like, why do you do that all the time? And even Cilio said, it helps him as a defensive lineman if they know you're snapping at the end of the play clock. They know. It's a benefit to the defense. 500. I'm just curious, where do you watch Eagle? I have NFL Plus, so I can watch. I think 45 minutes after each game. It's then available for replay. The all 22 goes up there, and I can watch it there. It's like $14 a month, I think. Sandy, thank you for super chat. He goes, you think you're having a bad day? Colts signed a 65-year-old Rivers over Kaepernick. Well, that makes sense that they would sign Rivers over Kaepernick, though. Kaepernick's been gone a lot longer, right? I don't know how old Kaepernick is, but I mean, Steichen knows Rivers, so it makes sense. But Rivers is like, what, 45 years old? I don't know. I mean, what does he have left? It's crazy. Philly, watching your stream last night, you're a true Eagle fan. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Taking 85 Breeze over Kaepernick, yeah. Rivers still playing at 44 is like, what? It's 44 is crazy. The thing is he hasn't played in a while, so I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see. I don't really know what to expect from him. It'll be interesting. TV announcer said the Eagles were constantly going to the last second. They said the difference last year was there was much more movement with Kellen Moore coaching the offense. Yeah, it's interesting. To me, the way I've seen it unfold this year especially is that going that late tips the defense off. And I think the defensive line gets a great jump because they know when you're snapping the ball. They know that you're not, snapping it with 10 seconds, with 15 seconds. They know it's going to be around 3. And I think it gives the defense an advantage, especially the defensive line. Maybe that's why sometimes these guys are in the backfield before Barkley even gets the handoff. Rivers was losing in his last season. If he plays, he will get hurt pretty fast. Yeah, I mean, how long ago was it when's the last time he played? Was it 2 years ago or 3 years ago? I mean, he's been out a while, no? Could you imagine if Rivers came in and goes and takes him to Super? That would be some crazy shit. Analytics probably tell them that snapping the ball the last second has advantage with time possession, probably of winning the top. Yeah, probably does. That's probably exactly what it is because it makes no sense otherwise. Our offense telegraph plays without the RPO. Defenses don't feel Hurts keeping it, so they just attack Barkley. Agreed. Yeah. Philly for Life says, I'm excited to watch Rivers. Not sure if he'll be good or not, but he played in a different era of football. He knows how to take hits from Ray Lewis and B-Dog. I hope nothing but the best for him. Yeah. I'm interested to watch it too. I think it'll be interesting. But, I can tell you this, being an older guy. Taking hits at 40 and 45 are a lot different than taking hits at 20s. You watch, when Aaron Rodgers gets knocked to the ground, it always looks awkward because it hurts a lot more when you're older. It just does. Sandeep, thank you for super chat, my man. He goes, tell the coward Mark to not make his chat subscribers only in chat streams. Mark, they don't want you to put chat subscribers only. You gotta open it to the public, he said. The last time Rivers played was 2020, and they were in the playoffs. What? He hasn't played in 5 years? Holy crap. I have no idea what to expect. That's a long time to not play. Jeez. Wow, that's crazy. If they love that inside zone so much, they could just keep play action from it. Yeah, I mean, you can and you can't. One of the things, they ran play action, it was a few weeks ago, and it started to work, and then they started to do it, I think it was on first down only. And then it was the teams adjusted to what down you are. If you can mix it in at certain times, yeah. And also, if you're not running the ball effectively, teams don't care. They won't bite on it. You've got to run the ball effectively to make play action effective. Yeah, well, I didn't realize it was that long, but it makes sense because right after that was when you traded for them Wentz because Rivers retired. Yeah, that's a long time. So he sat for 6 years, and he's 40-something years old. He's not 22 years old, It's not like Vic when Vic left what? Vic left for 3 years, and then he came back. He was still 28 or 29. This guy's in his 40s. That's crazy. I do appreciate that Philly does not lock his chat down to subs only. Big ups, Philly. No, I don't, and I won't. And I don't block you. Sometimes I have a rogue mob, but for the most part, we don't block anybody. You know who else has a ring? Foles, Flacco, Brad Johnson, Trent Dilfer, Plunkett, Shady, Garrett. Yeah, that's true. But here's the thing. Here's my argument to people that say, oh, Jalen won a Super Bowl on a bad team. My argument is this. For all the quarterbacks who were just mediocre quarterbacks that won a Super Bowl, right, because they had a good team around them, how many good quarterbacks went to multiple Super Bowls? Not many. Pretty much all the quarterbacks that went to Super Bowls were elite quarterbacks or really, really good quarterbacks. It's very hard to go to 2 Super Bowls as a starting quarterback. It just is. So, to me, we know Hurts' limitations in the passing game. We know it. What makes Hurts is Hurts' ability to win games and pull games out. That's what was so disappointing about yesterday. Is like, even on that last drive, I expected to win. I thought he was going to score a touchdown and win. I had no doubt in my mind that wasn't going to happen. You just expect Hurts to win those games. That's where he's elite, pulling those games out, and he didn't yesterday. That was what was so disappointing. People don't know how the money affects where you are in the roster need, education, business, sports management. Yeah, money is a huge factor. That's true. HBO made us look good. I'm sad. HBO at least didn't show the bunny. I'm happy about. No bunny. If I were your true, oh, thanks, man. 500. Will it be impossible for the Bears to get the 1 seed again? They need a lot to happen. What needs to happen, if you could tell them? No, I don't think so. Let's see. I think if they were in first place, they would be at what, a 2 seed. Well, what would have to happen is the Packers would have to lose. Now they play the Packers in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. So the Packers, if they win their games, Packers lose and the Rams lose, I think they would be number 1 seed. And then possibly Seattle. We got a Thursday night game coming up. When is it? I think is it the 18th? No. When is it? So December 18th, the Thursday night football game, not this week, but the following week, is Rams Seahawks. That's a great game. That's for the division. So the Bears would need to beat the Packers and the Rams to lose a game. And I think maybe Seattle, I'm not sure. Random, thank you for Super Chat. Aikman was carried, then 2. Check the numbers. Yeah. I think it's hard to carry a guy to 2 Super Bowls. It just is. Even though Hurts limited in the passing game, and he is, he still always finds ways to pull these games out most of the time. That's what was so disappointing to me yesterday. I'm a Packers fan, worried about their schedule. Packers got a tough schedule. They've got the Broncos in Denver. That's a tough game, right? I think Broncos, don't they clinch if they win don't they win the division with the win this week? And then you've got the Bears still, right? Do you have the Rams? You got some tough games. I don't know who else you got, but I know you got some tough games. Okay, 500. If the Bucks win tomorrow, does that affect the Eagles seeding because we're third? No, because I don't think so. Well, no, they would still be behind us because they got an extra loss, I believe. And they got one less win. Let me go to the playoff standings here. So the Bucks are 7-6. The Eagles are 8-5. If the Eagles were to lose and the Bucks were to win, they would be 8-6. But the Eagles would still be ahead of the Bucks because the Eagles beat them. So the Eagles really got essentially a 2-game lead on the Buccaneers. They just take care of business. I don't think the Bucks are going to win the division. I think Carolina's going to win that division. So, we'll see. The RPO was our dominant offensive play, but KP and Nick put together don't know how to properly use it, and we rarely see it. Well, apparently the rumor is that Hurts don't want to run it. So I don't know if they go back to it, if they're saving it for the playoffs. We're gonna find out, Facts, we did have the ball. First and goal at the 2. First down at the 17 and 18. In 3 drives, you got 6 points. It is very unacceptable. Unacceptable, I agree. Niners for life. Welcome to Dig Bet Nation, man. Thank you so much for joining. Appreciate it. Yeah, run left worked. Didn't it work last night? Now, they stopped doing it. I was wondering if it was because Dickerson went out of the game for a while or not, So, I mean, we'll see. It'll be interesting. But let me thank everybody for joining me for episode number 2. I'll probably continue doing this at least one more week on Tuesday. So look for us to do a reaction to episode 3. And tomorrow I'll be back with a morning stream and then a video. And I'm also going on sale. So I got a busy day tomorrow, no doubt. But yeah, it's going to be a really interesting week. I'm focused on the Raiders. We just got to beat the crap out of them. Brother Philly 500, I really doubt that Hurts is refusing to run the ball. I think that's bullshit. Super Bowl winner only wants to win no matter what he has to. I agree with you. I agree with you. I was just stating what's out there. But I do agree with you. CM Punk is heavyweight. Peace, Philly. All right, you too, man. Yeah, I hope you guys have a great rest of the night. We'll be back tomorrow, and we'll see. We'll see, man. It's gonna be an interesting week. I know we want to quit, and we all want to put our heads in the sand, but we gotta man up this week because we gotta still go finish. We still gotta finish and win this division. You know, we gotta come away with this division at minimum, in my opinion, and then go from there. But God bless you guys. God bless everyone. I am going to go ahead and get out of here, and I will see you guys probably somewhere around 1-ish Eastern time tomorrow. So look for that. And with that said, we're going to get out of here. I hope you guys have a great night. Peace.
Come on, guys.
2 minutes to go. You got plenty of time.
Come on.
Oh, shit! Dad! No!
It's over! It's over! This game is over! Cut it off, it's over!
Fuck.
Congratulations, Green Bay! Congratulations, Green Bay! Congratulations, Green Bay!
I said run the ball.
Congratulations, Green Bay! Dak Prescott, you need to be fired today! That was on you, Dak! That was on you, Dak! That was on you, Dak!
I said run the ball.
That was on Dak Prescott! That's it! Trying to defend the CeeDee Lamb! Trying to defend the CeeDee Lamb! You tried to defend the CeeDee Lamb! You got to give it to CeeDee Lamb! God! It's over! It's over, Dak! Put Trey Lance in the game. Trey Lance can't do worse than you.
I'm an idiot because I buy into this shit. I buy into this shit. Because here's the thing. I am a grown-ass man. And I talk the talk. It is killing me.
I feel it coming. I feel like it's going to take Jerry Jones taking it. Cut it off. It's over.
Fuck.